Mate.
Thank you. So you and I came in together, and in the past when we did appropriation bills, any bills that spent money or cost the bill or the appropriations bill, usually it was already built in the bill pattern. Is that correct?
Well, since I've been chairman.
I know, but I want to talk about when we first came in. So it is not unusual for someone to raise a question relative to whether or not a bill is already built in the cost of the bill in the bill pattern. Is that an unusual question?
Yvonne, the chairman goes through all the bills that are going through the system.
Which chairman? You?
The chairman of Senate Finance and myself, the chairman of House Appropriations.
House Appropriations.
Goes through the bills as they're progressing while we're still in conference.
Right.
And we make adjustments to the conference as necessary or that the state can afford.
Right. And so based on all of the things that you all are doing as a conference committee and as chair of appropriations, is there some limit or some parameter for HB 500 already in the appropriations bill? Is there some place that you all have set this money aside to deal with HB 500? And if so, how much is set aside to deal with it?
Representative, I do not know the physical note of HB 500.
Okay, my question is, based on what you just said, as you all look at the various bills that are matriculated and determine whether or not a bill, what the cost might be to the bill. And since we're going to be hearing HB 500, my question is, has that been already, have you determined that HB 500 can be paid for under SB 1 now, or whether or not there is some notion of how much of it can be, or is it open that it can add more money so that we will know as members what our limitations are?
If you're asking if we put a fence around a certain amount of money to take care of this particular bill, the answer would be no.
Okay.
We look at all the bills as we pass today, tomorrow, next week,
Chairman Pitts, come on now. You know when major bills that spend money come up, you always determine whether or not it's been allocated or set aside, or it's a contingency bill based on the money's been spent there and we're passing legislation.
Yes.
So my question is, did we set aside money for HB 500? And if so, how much is it?
We do not have any money specifically set aside for HB 500.
Thank you. And wait. So, when we're amending HB 500, or when we're talking about HB 500, is it your representation at this point there's no money for any of this?
I didn't say there was no money.
Well, I'm asking.
I said we haven't set aside any money for HB 500.
So then my follow-up question is there any money left in SB 1 that needs to be, or we can appropriate?
I think that bill, as it left the House, is about $193 billion. I guess $193 billion is available.
That's $193 million is
Something
available
like that.
to be, that has not been appropriated.
But some of that is, it's been appropriated, but we're in conference committee right now.
Well, I understand that, but you're saying 193 from the House side.
That's state and federal funds.
Are not appropriated, so that.
That is the amount that has been appropriated in Senate Bill 1 as it left the House floor.
Okay, I'm sorry. Then repeat what you said about the $193 million. Million.
That is the total amount of Senate Bill 1 as it passed the Texas House. And
so you just gave me the whole amount of the budget and said that based on it being what we're spending, that's what you're looking at? That's crazy. Come on, give me some real answers. That's just totally ludicrous for you to say that.
Well, Yvonne, I'm just telling you that when the conference committee meets...
Mr. Chairman, whenever we do bills outside of the appropriated bill, in this case the appropriations bill for SB 1, hasn't it been in the past that when you're going to spend money, we needed to know the money was there and available to be spent? Hasn't that been the practice, that we would at least know what monies are left unappropriated and therefore available for members to do their amendments towards spending stuff for their various things that they're working on? And now you're going to tell me the whole budget's available to look at?
Representative,
I mean,
you
that's
know,
crazy. But excuse me, Chairman, I'm trying to just get some real numbers, the parameters to work with, and y'all trying to talk crazy to me. And that's not necessary. Just tell me yes, 500's in the budget, or no, 500's in the budget.
if the body wants to pass a bill, the Appropriations Committee will look at that bill.
And so the conferees will look at HB 500 as part of their conference committee stuff. Is that what you're suggesting?
I'm sure they will.
Okay. So, Mr. Chairman, so we don't know right now, as members of this body, we have no idea what SB 1 is going to be about, because now any bill that we file out here, any amendment, the conferees are going to take that up?
We don't have no idea what revenue measures are coming through either.
Okay, y'all want to be stupid.